Hello and welcome back to Singapore Math Course 2A 2.3 Simplifying Algebraic Expressions. Are you ready? Well, this chapter has only 3 things to understand. Once you are done, you are good to go. What are these 3 things? First, simplify algebraic expressions with more than 2 terms. Remember in the first video I said that as you proceed further, you will have more than 2 terms, and this is what we are doing now. And involving negative coefficients. So now it's also negative numbers. The second one, simplify algebraic expressions with more than 2 terms as the first one, and decimal and fraction. Well, the last one is simplify algebraic expressions with 2 variables. So let's get started and see how are they different or similar. Well, let's take an example. For everything, we'll use examples to understand them better. Let's say minus 2x minus 4 plus 5x plus 6 as an example. Now here, let's find the like terms, minus 2x and 5x. They are the like terms because both of them have x, whereas minus 4 and 6 are like terms as they are just integers over there. So the next step here would be to actually put the like terms together. So I would do minus 2x plus 5x together, like terms, then minus 4 and plus 6 like terms. So as we did in the first part, it's simple, minus 2x plus 5x, negative and positive sign. So larger minus smaller, 5 minus 2 is 3, so that's 3x and the sign of the larger number, which is positive. Minus 4 and plus 6, again negative and positive, larger minus smaller, 6 minus 4 is 2, and the sign is plus because the larger number is 6, and that's how you solve it. So it's that simple. Here it's basically what we did in the previous chapter. We had just x terms or just y terms or just integers. Here they're just clubbed together, that's it. So then you have to just put them together in the right order to solve them. Once you practice enough questions, even you can skip this step basically because you've practiced enough and your eye can catch the like terms very well. I would suggest that you follow this step so that you don't miss out on any terms and you get the answer right. So this is how this is done. Moving to the next one here. Simplify algebraic expressions with more than 2 terms and involving decimal and fractional. So as we did in the previous chapter, it's the same. And like here, we have 2 terms. So let's take an example. 0.2x plus 0.4 plus 0.3x plus 0.6, for instance. Now here, my like terms are this and this, right? And this 2 here. So 0.2x and 0.3x, both are positive. Simply add them and put the sign, that's positive. 0.4 and 0.6 makes it 1 and it's done. Simple. And the fractions is exactly the same thing. So let's take another example for fraction. 1 by 2x plus 1 by 3x plus 1 by 4 plus 1 by 3. Remember, for fraction addition, your denominator has to be same. If they are not same, you cannot add or subtract them. So first, let's equalize the denominators. Are we going to equalize all the 4 denominators? No. We will equalize these 2 because they are like terms, and these 2 separately. We will club them, we'll equalize them. So let's start with the x part. And we did in the previous one, right? So LCM for 2 and 3 is 6. So that's 2 times 3 basically. So how do I get this to 6? This is basically times 3 and this is times 2. And remember, whatever you do in denominator, you have to do in the numerator as well. So 1 times 3 is 3, 2 times 3 is 6x plus 1 times 2 is 2, 3 times 2 is 6x. So this first part is done here. Plus, now 1 by 4 and 1 by 3. The LCM is 12. So 4 to 12 requires multiplying it with 3 and this one to be multiplied with 4. So this is 3 upon 12 plus 4 upon 12. Do you see this denominators here are equal and this ones are equal? So we can add. And are we going to add numerators or denominators or both? Well, only numerators. So this is 3x plus 2x, which is 5x, and that's 6 in the denominator, and 3 plus 4 is 7 and 12. So this is done. Are we going to add them now? No, they are not like terms, remember, because here we have x and here we don't have x here. So we cannot add them. This is the final answer. So it's same thing like the first chapter. The only difference here is you have two terms. That's it. But the process remains the same. So if you are through with first chapter, this chapter goes easy for you. The last part here. Simplify algebraic expressions with two variables. Now it's not two terms, it's two variables, which means x and y, x and z, or m and n. Like you have two letters basically. Let's understand with an example. Let's say 2x plus 3y plus 5x minus y. So again, as we did with the first part over here, we have to group them well. So I will rearrange my equation, that is 2x plus 5x plus 3y minus y. This becomes 2x plus 5x, which is 7x. Only this to be added and this to separate. 3y minus y. So it's 3 minus 1 basically, right? That's 2y. And the sign of the larger number, which is plus. And it's done. Was that tough? Not at all, right? It's just the same process. It's just they've given these three different categories, but the process remains the same. As you add your integers, that's what you have to follow here. When it's integers, you know you can work with all the numbers that you have in the equation. But here, because you have variables, like different variables, you have to club them well and work with the like terms. You cannot add unlike terms. You cannot add different variables. You can say 7x plus 2y is 9xy or 9x plus y or something like that. They cannot be added. So you have to be careful there. So this is what we have in this chapter. I will keep saying, watch again, get thorough with the content, because once the content is clear, solving independent practice or extra practice or enrichment or weightage, everything becomes easier. Thank you for watching. I shall wait for you in the next video. Goodbye.